first winter weather of the season is here. This is a live look at radar right now. And depending on where you live, you might see some rain, some freezing rain, and also maybe even some sleet.
We have crews spread out all across the area right now. Matt Gregory and Randy Ayala are both in northern Virginia, and Jess Arnold is in northern Montgomery County. Nicole D'Antonio is tracking the school delays and the closures from right here in our newsroom. And there are quite a lot of closures and delays this morning.
And this is, of course, a big morning for dicey driving conditions. Michelle Logan is staying on top of the problem spots. But first, let's start right with Chester. Chester, okay, fill us in. Where is that freeze line right now?
It's pretty close. Upper Montgomery County and probably right around Loudoun County, maybe even western Fairfax County. Now, any ice accumulations for most of the metro will be fairly light, but we just got in from the National Weather Service that the ice storm warning has been extended eastward through Washington and Frederick County. So we'll come back and talk about that in a moment. But you can see radar's trying to bring some of that freezing rain to the Beltway. There may be some light accumulations even in your backyard. So if you step out the door here, watch the sidewalk, watch the car. It may be a little on the slick side next couple of hours here, even into Metro Washington. Let's go west where the ice has been heaviest. Garrett County getting hammered with a quarter-inch or more of ice already this morning. Also getting heavy icing down through Kaiser, Romney, up to Cumberland, Paw Paw, and over to the Hancock and Berkeley Springs areas. Back to Hagerstown now, and even to Keedysville, watching ice in that area. Martinsburg, Charlestown, we're watching you all from places like Cross Junction to Winchester, and even Warrenton. North of Warrenton, there may be some light icing. The rest of us, you can't see it under this little box here, but that's Leonardtown. It's all rain for you all, and it stays all rain. Rain for most of these areas south of D.C., south of the Beltway, from Dale City and Woodbridge down to Fredericksburg and south along La Plata and Route 301 and across the eastern shore and back along the Chesapeake Bay as well. And most of Washington will stay mainly rain. We are under a winter weather advisory until 1 o'clock in the metro, with these ice storm warnings now being extended east to include Frederick and Washington counties in Maryland and up and down the I-81 corridor in western Maryland, where we've seen the heaviest icing, and much of West Virginia as well. Futurecast does depict a little bit of icing trying to get into Montgomery County. We saw that report from Jess Arnold up there in the Clarksburg area. Also some light icing reports coming out of parts of Loudoun County. That'll continue through about 7, 8 o'clock. Then once we get to 9, 10 o'clock, it's all rain and just lots of it. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected in the metro, with the icing being shoved west. Still icing at midday though. Winchester maybe to Martinsburg and Cross Junction. And then once we get into the afternoon hours, even you guys will convert over to rain. And some of the rain could be heavy at times through the evening commute here in Metro Washington. So we'll come back and break that all down in a few minutes. But that's how today shakes out. Temperatures will get warmer. So once we get to about 7, 8 o'clock, the ice threat is over for the metro, but will continue for other parts of the DMV. We've got breaking traffic with Michelle. Let's send it over to her.
Yeah, Chester, take a look at this. We've just learned of this crash on the outer loop of the Beltway in Annandale. It looks like multiple vehicles are involved. All of those left lanes blocked. So if you're traveling on the outer loop here in Virginia, you're going to have to squeeze by. It looks like single file to the right. No delays on the inner loop of the Beltway if you're traveling in the area. Now, we also have a couple of trouble spots in the district this morning. Southbound DC 295 moving slow from this crash at Route 4. Pennsylvania Avenue. We're jammed back to Benning Road. Also in Southeast DC, there's a wreck on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. It's taking a while to clear right near Chesapeake Street. Just minor delays there. All right, let's get to your drive times. If you're traveling south, 270 in Maryland, no real delays. Frederick to the Spur, you're looking good at 32 minutes, but it is certainly a morning you're going to want to drive extra cautiously. We do have Matt Gregory riding around an Eco 9 right now, keeping an eye on conditions. Matt, where exactly are you and what are you seeing?
Hey, so exactly, we're on 81 headed towards 7, right? So we're 81 north headed towards 7 east. Just to give you an idea of what the roads look like out here. Now, while you're sitting on the radar down here on the ground level, one of the things we're seeing is just more rain. We haven't really had any of that freezing rain or sleet in the Winchester area quite yet. It's a little bit further west, but we wanted to give you an idea of what the roads look like, because you can see, if you look off every now and then as the trucks come by, off in the distance, there's a little bit of glistening across the median there on the grass, because, you know, as this rain comes down, it does have the potential to freeze a bit, and it has the potential to make issues for the roadways. What we have seen, though, is regardless of whether or not it's icy or there's freezing rain coming down, are very slick roadways with just an inundation of rain. And it's not something where you want to be going too fast at all. To give you a kind of a bird's eye view from our Eco 9 vehicle, this is sort of how it looks. It's obscured driving anyway because of the rain, and there's so much of it. It's also slick conditions because of the potential for icing. And as we turn off here onto we're going to take our time, by the way. This is what you should do also. We're turning on to 7 now. Any of these off ramps, bridges, those have potential to freeze. Remember that, so keep that in mind. But yeah, for the most part, what we're seeing down here is slick conditions, not potential yet quite for any icy freezing rain right now here where we are, but further west and right through Winchester, yeah, for sure. There's quite a bit falling. It's just a messy morning. It's you have to take your time, and that's one of those things that we've been looking at. Another thing to keep in mind is that we have seen VDOT trucks up and down the area from Loudoun County out here to Frederick County, where they've been they've been salting roads to protect against ice, and they've also continued to patrol. So VDOT looks like they're out in full force. We'll have another update as we start to work kind of back through 7 on our way towards the district, and that'll be at 6:30. So stick with us. We'll have more updates on the driving conditions. But for now, in Eco 9, I'm Matt Gregory. Back to you.
Thanks, Matt. We'll check back in with you in a bit.
Now let's check on conditions in Upper Montgomery County with our Jess Arnold. Jess, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, this rain is still coming down pretty lightly, as we've seen since about 3 a.m. this morning. But since the last time we saw you an hour ago, we do have a little update. If you can see on this tree, we're going to try and zoom in. There are icicles. So this rain is starting to freeze over. It really has just encased all of these branches in ice. So that leads us to believe it might be getting a little bit slicker out on those roadways, which you can see behind this tree here at the Clarksburg Premium Outlets. We have seen more traffic start to build over the last few hours here on 270. So again, take it slowly. As Matt was saying, it's at least very wet on these roads. And now, as we're showing you, with it starting to ice over here in Montgomery County, it might be starting to ice on the roads. Now, Maryland Department of Transportation has been working to combat that all yesterday. They had that salt brine out, trying to lay that down on the roads to prevent that rain from turning into ice. Montgomery County, which again is where we have their Storm Operations Center set up. They've been monitoring conditions from that center since 11 p.m. last night. So that's been going on for about 7 hours now. They have their crews standing by, ready to go out and treat any particular problem spots. But again, an update just since we last saw you in the last hour is that this does look like it's starting to ice over. So take it extra easy as you're out there driving on the roadways, because it looks like it's getting a bit slicker out there. For now, though, I'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, Jess Arnold, thank you so much. Time right now is 6:07. We have a number of school delays and a few closings this morning. Nicole D'Antonio is in the newsroom with the very latest list. Good morning.
Hey there. Good morning. Our crews have been so busy overnight tracking all of this. We want to bring you right to the board to show you the latest school closures and delays here. And there are several dozen that are reporting this morning, including some of the biggest ones. Fairfax County, Loudoun County, they are both on a 2-hour delay. We're also seeing Alexandria City Schools and Arlington County. They are also on a 2-hour delay this morning. Now, I do want to point out something here. Prince William County, they are on Code Orange. What that means is that the physical school building is closed, but students that have their laptops and tablets at home, they will be able to work on those assignments from home. On the Maryland side, we're seeing Montgomery County, Prince George's County. They are also on a 2-hour delay. In addition to DC Public Schools, they are also running on a 2-hour delay this morning. Now, in the last 30 minutes, we also heard from George Mason University. They say they are opening on time. They also mentioned their winter commencement. It starts at 10 o'clock this morning. Again, it will be up and running on time. Guys, we have been tracking this all morning long, all night long. We will continue to keep a close eye on all of these delays and closures, both on our website, WSA9.com, and on our free WSA9 app.